Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. We're going to give it another 5 minutes because we're early. Welcome, Pastor Obina. Welcome, my lovely Princess Adiola. How are you? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. Can everybody hear me clearly? Thumbs up if you
Yes,
can
sure.
hear me. Perfect, 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 perfect. Yes, welcome. Welcome, Pastor Obina. Welcome, Ngozi. Welcome, Princess Adiola. Welcome, Julia. Razak, welcome. Emmanuel, I can't see your last name. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Um, I'm so excited because I know that this is going to be a fantastic night. It's going to be a lovely, 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 beautiful night. Welcome to all our noble speakers. Don't worry, my hand keeps going up. I'm trying to admit as many people as I can. This is Life Changers Foundation platform, and my name is Sherry Adegbeson. I am the founder of Life Changers Foundation, the CEO, and also the founder. Life Changers Foundation has been going on for about 15 years now. We've been up and down doing a lot of things in Nigeria and also here in the UK. So that's what we do. We do things like this. Our mission is to empower people in as many ways as we can. We empower people through physical items, feeding them. We also do vocational training. We offer them free eye tests, free eyeglasses, eye tests. And, with Life Changes, if you go onto our website, we do a lot of things. Our mission and our slogan is actually to release human potentials, releasing human potential, no matter how, whether through giving you the resources that you need or through empowering you. That's our mission, going out there and making sure everybody lives their best life without any hindrance. That's what we stand for. And today, that's what actually has brought about today's conference, this platform that you're on today. So you're welcome to discover your passion. I'm so passionate about this. I love it because this is something that is very dear to my heart. Bear with me. I'm trying to admit people in. This is something that's very dear to my heart because I was one of those people who was very confused, not sure what path to go, not sure what to do, And it was not until I started doing certain things. So it wasn't until I started, making certain decisions, started doing certain things, that I now discovered that, oh, you know what? Discovering your passion isn't that hard. And I can say I'm actually living, I'm not there yet, but almost there. I'm living my life the way I want to live it. And I know that I am called to do what I do right now. And I know that there's so many people out there that need to hear other people's stories so you can believe in yourself, because it's all about believing in yourself first. It's good you believe in God as well, but if you believe in God alone, it's not enough. You need to believe in yourself in order to be able to achieve that which God has called you to do. And that is the whole reason why we're here today. And I'm sure everybody, not one person will be left behind on this journey that we're going to go through in the next few couple of hours. So sit back and enjoy, and don't forget, you can write down your questions. Write down your questions. I will take them at the end of when all the speakers are finished talking. So that's my introduction. I've told you why we're here. I've told you what Life Changes is about. So the first speaker, I'm not sure if she's here now. I'm going to introduce her. The first speaker is Adejoke. Adejoke, I've known her for a while. Adejoke Adu, she's actually Mrs. Adejoke Adu. I've known her for a while. She's very passionate about what she does. I've never seen someone as passionate as this. She's a makeup artist. She's a beautician. She does everything that has to do with my makeup in Nigeria, the beauty part of it and all of that. And I've seen her, I met her like in 2015, 16, thereabout. And this is a woman I've studied and I've watched her grow. I've watched her advance in her business. Some people, you see them, they're still staying in one place. Joker is not like that. she's very hardworking, and she's very passionate about giving as well. You know, I've worked closely with her. We do a lot of vocational skills together, vocational training in Nigeria together. And this lady, she will say, okay, don't worry, I'm coming. She will come. Even when she was in hospital giving birth, she sent her staff all the way to a village in Ogun State, where we stayed there for 2 weeks on vocational skills. But she's just amazing. So I'd like to welcome Joke, our first speaker. Joke, are you there? In all of the training, they taught people how to make taigele. I have never ever learned how to taigele. How ridiculous is that? They tried to teach me, but my mind was just not there. I know it's very busy for you. Thank you for coming onto the platform. I know you're
Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate you bringing me to this platform. Good evening, everyone.
Okay, 1 minute. Can I introduce someone that is so special to me? She's on the platform. Her name is, I know she said she would try her best. She might not want to talk, but I just want to acknowledge her presence. Her name is Mrs. Olayinka Oladujoye. She was the former commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Lagos State. I had wanted her to talk, but I know she's had a bit of bereavement recently. So welcome, Ma. She's just put on our camera. Thank you very much, Ma, for coming onto the platform. I'm really honored to have you here. In fact, this means a lot to me that you're on this platform. Thank you very much, Ma. You are welcome.
Thank you so much, and hearty congratulations to you. So I'm not surprised about this. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. Okay, over to you, Joke.
Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to be here. I greet everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Adiola Adu. I'm the CEO of Ziadostoch. I'm a makeup artist by profession, and I've been in this business for over 8 years now. It has not been easy, anyways, and but we thank God for where we are now. We thank God. We thank God because the road has been ups and downs. Even during this pandemic ish, we've been having a lot of challenges because people are not meant to go to parties and the rest like that. But we thank God we scaled through. And I'm going to start my talk from where I started from. I trained, I actually resigned from where I work as a customer service 8 years ago. I resigned and I'm like, okay, what next? But the thing is, I have a passion for makeup right from the start. Actually, I don't have the knowledge, but I have a passion for it. And I sat down, I thought about it, and I told my husband that, oh, babe, I'm going for this training, and that's what I want to do, yeah? And he's like, you want to go for makeup or what? I said, yes, that is what I want to go for. And at the long run, I went for the training. During the training, I was heavily pregnant, and I have a lot of issues, going to the hospital here and there and all sorts. But thank God I finished the training. After finishing the training, I had to stay back home to train one or two people right in my living room. There's a word that says Rome was not built in a day, and a drop of water makes a mighty ocean. I started from my living room because I don't have the financial status then to have a shop, in Lagos. So I'm like, okay, let me start from somewhere. I started from my living room. From there I did this small banner outside my gate to tell people there's a makeup artist here. People started calling and making inquiry about training and the rest of this. So the rest is history rather. So later on, I got the shop, and even the funniest thing is that whatever you have a passion for, go for it. Go for it. I tell my students whenever they come for to make inquiry, I ask them, "Are you forced into this?" They say, "No, I have a passion." Fine. If you have a passion for it, that's an edge for you. Makeup is now like a thing for me. Even when I'm down, even when I'm not feeling too good, and I get a call from a client, I stand up immediately. I'm like, oh, let's go. fine. Now it's not about the money, it's not about the monetary part. Now it's because I have passion for it, because I can as well say, oh, I'm not feeling too well, let me stay back and don't let me do anything or whatever. But I still motivate myself in a way that I feel that me working on a client is giving me joy, it's giving me what I want, like a passion for me. Now, okay, during this process, I had to get a shop. I got a shop. I started in the studio. I have a studio already. That's when, I think, not too long, I met Madam Sherry, and we begin our NGO program and the rest like that. Now, I will tell you that it's not an easy thing to do. Even life itself is not a bed of roses, I would say, because I have a lot of challenges, even with clients, with students, and the rest of it. But I wouldn't let that weigh me down in any way. I've had a lot of issues. We call them red one clients. Red one client. That's what we call them. You know, they are saucy. They are saucy. They are rude. But I would take that as a discouragement from them. I would rather pick up what is left and move on as well, because I know where I'm going to. I know where I'm going to. Have a vision. I have what I want to achieve. I have a goal to achieve. At a point, my husband that told me that, oh, you don't have to go for this. Why don't you just sit back? Don't worry, I'll pay you and all that. He started taking me to my workstation. If I tell him, babe, I'll be leaving the house by 4 a.m. in the morning, can you please drive me down there? He said, okay, let's go. Because at a point he felt that, oh, she has passion for this thing, so let me support her. I think someone is getting this right. You need to go for what you want. You're married does not mean you should be a liability. I would say that over and over again. I remember when I was not working, then I was still thinking of what to do. And whenever I feel like getting something for myself, or, as a woman, I'm like, oh, am I going to tell my husband I need this again? But now that I'm independent, that I can't, I don't need to depend on my husband before I can get stuff myself. I think I'm good to go. It's not as if I won't get from him. I will, but it's just a plus. As a woman, as a married woman, as a young woman, as a whichever way, you need to know what you want. You need to know what you want as a woman, because at the end of the day, I feel that knowing what you want will give you an edge. We have a lot of female ministers. We have a lot of female presidents. We have a lot of female senators. Who says you can't be there? Who says you can't be who you want to be? So I think for anyone listening to this, whatever it is you have passion for, go for it. Go for it. The thing there about makeup artistry, I tell people, I tell students that makeup artistry is not an inborn thing. I was not born with it. I learned it. And the reason why I had to learn it is because I have passion for it. I have zeal for it. And it's not a day job. If you want to learn it, you have to learn over time. It's not Madam Sherry is saying something like, I don't know how to type it. It's the thing of the mind. That's what I believe. It's the thing of the mind. Your mindset towards it. Oh, I want to learn this thing. And you put your all in all into it. I have students that are trained for I have trained over 20 students, over, to the glory of God, over 20 students, and they are doing wonderfully well. It's because they have passion for it, and that passion drives them to do more. So I would say that whatever you want to do, go for it. Don't let your situation jeopardize whatever you're thinking. Don't let your what I say financial standard, because at the long run we will talk about I don't really have much to start this business, or I don't really have much to do this. I did not start from the studio. When I finished my training, I could remember very well. I had to call. There's a man very close to my former house then. Is a furniture guy. I said, okay, guy, please come. I need to do this chair. This very high chair that we use in the studio. I want to be using it in my house. The guy is okay, just pay 3K. I paid 3K. When I brought the chairs home, my husband's like, so what do you want to use the? I said, just don't worry. I have to. I came prepared that no, this thing I'm going to go for it. And when he sees my commitment, he sees my enthusiasm that, oh, this person really wants to do this. So he has no choice than to support me. So I would tell you that go for it. Don't sleep on it. Because at the end of the day, you tend to gain a lot more when you go for what you want. And for the closing, I would say that whatever it is you want to do, don't procrastinate. Don't. Don't procrastinate, because at the end of the day, you feel that, oh, let me wait till when I have 500,000. Let me wait till when I have 1 million. And at the long run, we all know what is happening in all around the world, not only in Nigeria. The pandemic we all know what is happening. It's affecting a lot of things. So now tell me, even if I thought you want to wait for 2 or 3 years, do you know what is going to happen in the next 3 years? Why don't you empower yourself? Don't become a liability. Why don't you pick up whatever is left and do something out of it? Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you very much, Adejoke. Ziadus, that's what I call you. Isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
That's your brand, Ziadu. Thank you very much. Well done.
Yes, ma'am.
What I've been able to pick from this is you said your husband has been very supportive, to be honest, because I met a very lovely young man. You're young yourself. Very lovely young handsome man, and he would drop her anywhere, dropped you all the way to where
Yes.
we're calling your husband. Please, can you come and pick us? We're not yet ready yet. We're not ready. It's good to have a supporting, that support behind you. Well done. You said you've only trained over
Over.
20. That I
Over. Yes.
differ. In Ekpe,
Yes.
there were about 200 people went there. How many people? In Ota,
over
how
over
many?
60.
For
Over
over,
60
how
now.
many? We're
Yes.
talking about
Yes.
thousands of people. So please,
Yes.
when
And
they
they still communicate with me. They still chat me up.
so please, when you're telling, send over 1,000, because that is the number that you have trained, and there is more, and it's still counting. What I would
Yes,
like us to take away from this: do not procrastinate. No
at all.
procrastination. Just do it. Because I know when I met you, yeah, I'm not sure whether you were just starting then, but I don't know. But the person I know now is different from the person I met like in 2016, isn't it?
Yes.
There's
Yes,
a
ma'am.
huge difference, and
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is it. That's how it should be. There has to be
Yes,
some
ma'am.
sort of growth and change in life. Thank you very much. I'm really
Yes,
grateful
ma'am.
for this. Please, if you have any questions, could you make a note of it? We're going to take questions at the end. So please, Ziadus, please stay with
Yes, ma'am.
us.
No
Um,
problem, ma'am.
call on the next person. Please, let's not forget to mute. If you're not the one talking, please, can you mute, please? So we can avoid the background noises. Thank you very much. At this point, I'd like to call on Mrs. Ungozi. Please pardon me if I don't pronounce your name right. Chukwunyere. Mrs. Chukwunyere, right?
Yes, yes, sure.
Ah,
You got it
thank
right.
you. Thank you. Yeah, I would like to introduce her. Met her in one of the offices where I used to work. She's a lawyer. She's a solicitor. I just know that this woman has passion. This is Alexa misbehaving here. She has passion for what she does, and she has to help people. And those are the kind of people we want around us. So, Mrs. Ungozi, I know you are a mother as well. You are a barrister, you're a lawyer, you're practicing. Please share your experiences with us. What have you got to tell us tonight? What are you sharing with us tonight? God bless you.
Hi, Sherry. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. I remember the first time I saw you, it's been ages. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago. It's been a while. It's been ages, but, we were sort of recently introduced again. And I just, I'm always, the videos that you make, your YouTube posts, I'm always like, yes, 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 all the time, because sort of passion is something that I would say I'm also passionate about. I'm going to go a little bit sort of like different from the last speaker, because I want to sort of look at passion in sort of like like the holistic way of looking at it, not just in terms of like a financial reward, but what is a gift that each and every one of us has, whether there's sort of like a financial reward at the end of it, or whether it's just, you know, you pursuing something that is, you know, good for your well-being generally. I believe we all have gifts. All our gifts might not be tied to what we do. It could not be career related, but each of us, we have something that we have to offer the world. And I think that it behoves on us to, you know, make time out and figure out what that is and pursue it. So I'm just going to go do a quick overview of what I think passion is. Passion, I would say, is you focusing on what you care about. It's not what you like. It's not what you find entertaining, but, you know, it's things that align with the core values of who you are. You know, we all have what our values are. Some people, like for me, for example, one of my values is authenticity. I like realness. I like connection, things like that. So for me, realizing my passion now had to do with me going back and sitting and asking myself, who are you really? Who are you? Who would people say you are? If you ask all your friends, if you ask people around you, what would they say? What is the impact or the value that you have in their lives? And that gave me an insight into, you know, what my passion is. Say for example, I'll go through a few steps that we can take to, you know, figure out what our passion is. These are the steps that I took. Currently I've started running sort of like a group that supports working women, because for me, I found out that me working, I mean, I'm a lawyer, I live here, I have 3 kids, husband, there's a million things to do, chores, it's never ending. But the support, I found out that it was difficult. Women were always busy, you know, on their own, but I think that we needed the connection. We need the coming together to be able to say, you know, where is it hard for you? And I found out that that's something I'm passionate about, and that's something is also a gift of mine. I don't mind asking, how are you getting on? How can I help? And I thought to myself, you know, there's a need for that, and that's what I'm pursuing now. And I can tell you the payoff for me and for my mental well-being has been, like, it's been through the roof. It's completely 100%. I'm a completely different person because it's something I'm passionate about. So whether it does turn into money or it's, you know, there's a financial reward at the end of it, I don't really care about that. For me, it's what I get up in the morning, in addition to my motherly duties, the work, the chores, all of that. This is also what keeps me going. So there are some steps I would say we can take. So whether you're wanting to discover your passion, you know, for what, say for a career, or for, again, just mental well-being, the steps are the same. So I'll just go through a few of them. I've got something prepared. I'm going to say to Sherry and to everyone else, if you want, you can you know, send us a message, and we will email you, you know, the information that I have prepared, and then it's more comprehensive that way. So if I go through the steps, for example, one of the things that I do is that I set intentions. So I have daily intentions, I've got weekly intentions, and I have like monthly and yearly intentions. I review them. So my intentions, you know, helps me identify what I value at every point in time, you know, and how I want to then, you know, get that value going, you know. So say, I don't know, a weekly intention for me could be, I don't know, maybe try to finish a book I'm reading, or if there's a task I'd like to do for my group, you know, get that going, because it's quite easy for you to get distracted when you have so many distractions. You know, we're human beings and we have all these things. We have all these non-negotiable things that we have to do on a daily basis. And if you're not careful, it sort of runs away from you. So you have to make those intent. You have to be clear. You can write them down, and then you can go back and consult them. It also helps you because then you can go back in a week, in a month, you know, in a year, and see what your intentions were and see how you have managed to then, you know, get that done. The next step, what I then do next is I also set time apart. So I always try to set time apart in the day, maybe in the morning or in the evening, again, to like review my day. What have I done? You know, if my weekly, intention was to get a certain task done, what have I done today to make sure that task is going to be done at the end of the week? And I do that for like the week and the month and all of that. Then again, then the other thing is distractions. This is the mother load here. In this day and age, we have our phones, we have social media, we have notifications popping up all over the place. I think I've seen, Sherry, I think one of the posts that you made one time, you're like, mute your notification. And I was like, yes, we have so many things popping up. We have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, Instagram, whatever it may be. We have so many things going on, so much drama and all of that. So you need to ask yourself, what's more important, your distractions or pursuing your passion? That's not to say, you're going to live a joyless life, but if you're pursuing a passion, you have to limit, your access to distractions, whatever they may be. I don't know what maybe you can let us know. Maybe you can give us a bit of a hint as to what your distractions are. For me, watching television easily, scrolling the phone, Instagram, stuff like that. I spend quite a lot of time on Instagram. And when I reviewed my screen time, it was just like eye-opening for me. So why couldn't you just cut that down or limit how much time you can spend with that? And then you can then have enough time, especially again, since we have so much to do, to then pursue a passion. The other thing is being consistent. I think this goes on with, it sort of ties itself down with the intentions. You have to be consistent and you have to track your progress. If you have a passion for, say, cooking, you had a spark there, there's a joy that you get when you cook, then obviously you have to spend time maybe researching recipes, maybe even making food that you give out to your neighbors, to your family, to friends, and when they say, oh, that's lovely, I love that recipe, oh, can you give me that? When you get the compliments, that to me is like the emotional well-being, especially here when we're in the UK, where we tend to be quite isolated. Pursuing a passion could give you that extra buffer for your mental health. It can give you that extra sort of like validation of who you are, what your core values are. And who's to say you can't pursue cooking as a career? Maybe the time that you spend researching recipes, making food, refining things, I don't know, you could start a restaurant, you could start a delivery service, especially again now in the sort of economic climate where things are, all over the place. You could be out of a job. And if you're out of a job, the time that you spent cultivating or pursuing a passion, that could be a pivot for you. That could be the next thing, because you already have a mastery of it. We always have to have our hands in different pies. But if you have one or two passions that you really like curate and cultivate, that is like an area that you could pivot into. You could start a business. It could, you could reap financial rewards from that. Those are the things, I would say, the steps I would say that you'd have to, look at. There's more. Let me know if anyone, wants to talk about this a little bit more in depth. I'm a good thing into things more in the academic sort of like sphere. So if you'd like to talk about it a little bit more, just, hit me up, put my information, or you can ask Sherry and we can talk about this a little bit more. It's important that we find what our passion is on a day-to-day basis. It also relieves the pressure on people around us to, keep us entertained, all sorts of things, and it, again, gives us that opportunity to share what our gifts, what we have been created with, that is our gift to the world. So, yeah, I think I'll stop there, Sherry.
Thank you very much, Ngozi. Thank you very much. I'm really, you know what? I love my speakers. They're very good with timing because I've said to everyone 20 minutes and you've done your packaging very well. Thank you very much. Thank you. What I can gather from that, I would like to acknowledge those of us that are joining by mobile. Some of us are joining by audio. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, you said something about consistency. That is very key when it comes to passion, you know. If your passion, if the way you would know that this is not my passion, and this is me, I stand to be corrected. If you cannot keep the flow going, then drop it and do something else.
Yeah.
If that consistency is not
I
there,
think people think they have a passion, and then when you start it, you realize it's not your passion because
you realize I can't even keep up.
yeah, because you can't. If it's your passion, then you'd have the resilience when you have obstacles. Your passion would, then pull you through in those situations. People are, oh, I have a
Exactly.
passion for this, and then they're starting and they're like, okay, this is how I can do it. That's not your passion.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
sometimes you get tired, but even if you stop it for a while, that thing keeps pulling you to go and do it again. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes challenges in life can hold you back, but that thing can keep pulling you. I have a cousin. I'll just quickly share this. My cousin, she is Sherry, I like to cook. I love it. Let's start cooking for sale. I don't have money to get something. Start cooking and distributing it. She just loves cooking. And I'll tell you now, she's probably online now. She has actually started her own business. She's been doing it for over 2 years now, where she cooks and delivers to people's homes. And her husband, she recruited her husband as the delivery guy. So the husband wears, one of those McDonald's hats, they have their brand on it. He dresses up, wears the jacket. She actually properly branded her husband as a delivery guy. And, she delivers across London, all kinds of African food. And this is just something that just stirred up from a conversation. So if there's something you really want to do, find someone to speak to, because it matters who you talk to, though, because some people are just dream killers. They're very negative, got negative vibes going all around them. So we need to be careful who we are sharing our business ideas or our passion with. Thank you very much. That leads me to the next speaker. We have Peter Ozezwa. Peter, how do I say your last
name? Can you hear me? Yeah. Ozezwa.
Ozezwa. I was close. Yes, Ozezwa. Thank you very much, Peter, for joining us. Peter is the founder of Frugal Empowerment Foundation. In fact, when I met Peter, I was blown away. How can one individual be doing all of this? He works with, this is not something that he does one-off, like you just go to Nigeria, do one-off, then you come back. This is something that he does on a regular basis, weekly, daily, monthly, supporting people in he goes to the depth of where the problem is in Nigeria, the northern part. Those with the IDPs, you have a school there where you support them, you feed them on a regular basis, not one-off. And when I met him, I was like, Peter, how do you do this? He said, it's just God's grace. So somebody is funding you. Nobody. And I'm like, God, do we still have people, Nigerians in this country, who are giving so much back? Peter, you should actually follow what Peter does. He's just an amazing guy. Thank you very much, Peter. Please, we would really want to hear from you and want to know, sharing that energy. What is that thing that is driving you to give back so much to people, to your people in Nigeria, not just from the east, but going to the north, knowing the kind of problem, the kind of challenges we have in the north, and that has not actually held you back?
Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Ozezwa. I am the founder of the Frugal Empowerment Foundation. We were established over 3 years ago now. So we registered in Nigeria and as well as in the UK here. I want to appreciate everyone here present. I know it's not easy sparing your time to watch a program like this. I want to thank Sister Sherry for giving us this opportunity to share our testimony here and what we think it might actually encourage others. Myself, personally, what drives my passion is I can describe it as something that happens during my childhood. So I remember when I was very small, I was the third born of my mom, but I usually will always wake up as early as 4 a.m. in the morning, assist my mom, because my mom, she was a cook at that time. So she has to sleep late and wake up early in the morning to start preparing food. So I've always seen myself like helping people. And sometimes we go to farm I want to make sure I finish my portion. Then I have my siblings. Then it comes to a time when I lost my mom, and uh, there wasn't hope of going to school. And I have 8 siblings, and I'm the third one of my mom. Things wasn't easy. So I've always like, oh, what can I do actually to be able to support my siblings? And eventually I was able to, do some jobs and establish a business in Nigeria before coming down to the UK. But even before I came to the UK, I have other friends that were schooling together at that time at uni. Uh, Despite the fact that I'm able to cater for my younger ones doing business, I'm also able to cater for my friends. Because what inspires me most is when people are suffering and you look as if you are in a position to help and you are not able to help. Because I don't understand what suffering is all about. Because I have suffered from my childhood. We see after I lost my mom, I see myself following my dad to the farm, from clearing, first with the second with the third with the harvesting. So we are always at the farm, whether it rains or fall or sunshine. We're always there driving birds from the rice farm. It wasn't really easy. So that actually gave me that motivation. Sometimes when I see somebody suffering, it touches me. So at the time when I finished my uni, I go for youth corps service at Casina State, and I see the suffering that we're actually going on in that part of the country. So I have a word with the principal. I said, okay, maybe we can set up something like a form of empowerment that can equally, support the children there. So we set up a project that will actually enable the local communities, some farmers to bring some food to the school to give the children after school or during the school session, during their break. And we've also helped to plant some mango trees and other fruits, during my session. There was a very successful project. Then coming to the UK was another ball game. It wasn't really easy. I came here as a student. I have to, study the same time, go and do my work. But I also see even the Africa community, what we are passing through here. Like you're looking for certain job you can't get, and some of us, we just where we live is not really that conducive compared to where we even coming from. So just because of the situation, what is happening, I began to think, what is happening to the black people? Because it's more or less like everywhere you go, is always black man that is struggling too much. This is not to say other community they are not suffering, but that of a black man was extremely severe. So I was looking at could there be something I can actually do to be able to help this community? You see, so I'm telling you part of what is driving me, part of that passion that is driving me. So I said, okay, I'm going to write something. Then I keep writing something. I wrote a book, Love Nation. I titled that book Love Nation. Then I sent it to my friend who is a professional. And the guy read it. He said, listen, what you have just written it actually tells how a country can build a whole system that is working for him. I said, I don't know what it's all about. I just think that when each awful time I see people suffering, I am not happy about it. And I do know it's not to say other communities they are not suffering, but the suffering of people all over the world is more predominant among the African community. I said, okay, I sit down with the book, I read it again. I said, okay, maybe there could be something I can do about it. So I said, I am always a man who always likes to take action. I want to try everything. So I said, okay, I'm going to set up an organization that will enable me to voice out what I have been thinking about people in my community. So that was actually the reason why we set up the Frugal Empowerment Foundation. So the Frugal Empowerment Foundation is not really, I am not classifying it as a charity for myself. I am classifying it as a charity for the Africa community, those who want to, make Africa succeed. So the reason why I'm saying that is that when I now sit down, I was thinking, you have all these people, going through the Sahara Desert down to the Mediterranean Sea. They are drowning every day. And majority of those people, they are Africans. Then when you come to British prison here, almost 85% of the prisoners there, they are Africans. When you go to Italy, every other part of the world, that is the situation. And what is driving these people is because of the failure of the leadership that they have in the place where they are originally from. And these are black people and the black leaders that we have in our community. But initially, I always put the blame on the leader. But it come at a time that I find out that it's not really the leader, but it's the part of the system that was given to Africa, that that system will not, first of all, enable us to know who we truly are as people, and it will not make us to succeed as we originally supposed to be, because uh, a leader who is supposed to put that system in place were not there from the very beginning. So we need to actually join our hands to do that. So that was why we set up the Fruga Foundation. We're looking at what are the best factors to be able to solve this problem, because to solve one family's problem is even hard. Not to even talk about problem of we're talking about big community as big as Africa. So I met with some colleagues. I spoke to them about my vision, and they actually buy it. Everybody you tell about the sufferings of African people, they feel it to their bone, and it's more or less like they think the same way I think. I thought if people reason the same way, that it's not good for people to be suffering. Maybe there's something we can do about it. This. Then we start to do the planning, and together, by the grace of God, with the trustees, we have 8 trustees here in the UK, and we have another 8 in Nigeria. So we're able to put all the plans together. But I'm proud to let you know that the Frugal Foundation has been able to touch the life of over 752 people across Nigeria, and in the UK here, and in Greece in particular. So I think the passion at the time when I'm facing a lot of difficulties, it's not as if people are not buying to my idea, but I found myself even borrowing money to put into a project just to support people to succeed. And most of the time, my wife asked me, why is it that you can't just leave this project? And I found out that that's actually my passion. That's what God called me for. It might be that maybe it's difficult today, but it doesn't really mean it's all ends there. Like myself, I'm fortunate to look after myself and look after my family. But I just also believe that it's not really fair that people who we're supposed to be in the position to be able to support, and we are not able to support them the way it's supposed to be. And that is actually the reason why we set up this organization. But I'm very proud that as of today, with the help of individuals, because we haven't got any single grant for any, at least Sherry is there. She has always been the backbone of this charity, and she's always there helping us to apply for grants and all that. But we haven't got any support. But so far, this has cost over 1.5 million pounds. But at the end of the day, we are still pushing. And again, we are not foundation for one state or 2 states. We are foundation for Africa. How to make Africa succeed. And they say charity begins at home. That is why we are starting from Nigeria. So as we succeed in Nigeria, we gradually will spread across other African countries. We understand that many African countries, they are in a mess, just like Nigeria they are. So one of the things we did, we come up with 3 main initiatives that will allow us to succeed as a nation, actually. So those initiatives, they are the talent development, the apprenticeship, and the charity, of course. So the talent development, we found out that there's so much people who have talent across Africa country, and nobody, no government is actually supporting these people to succeed. So we want to be a platform that pull these people together and help them to succeed. I think the resultant of that is the Hilda Muna, Fenty Fatizo, Jiboski, and many other artists that we have trained today. Adianosen, the guy that built the tricycle in Edo State. The Agboji Sezwa, the guy for the soap making and other Vaccine and other that. So we have a couple of them that we've been able to push to a certain stage that by today, they are very happy with what they are doing. And the resultant of that is that they will not be begging tomorrow. But we want to expand that project. Then the other one is that under the apprenticeship, we found out that there are people who are not really talented, but they want to do 1 or 2 things. So if you want to get people out of the street, you need to engage them with something. So we discovered that if we create a kind of atmosphere, that a training center that enables these people to come and learn vocational trainings, they will succeed. We've actually put that in place. We have a branch in Edo State. We have a branch in Jos. We have a branch in Benue State. And the other states as well, we are at the elementary stage in those states. But these states I have mentioned, they are really the state where all these functionalities are already in place. Then the charity, of course, the charity is the one where you are seeing all the things that is going on. Like if you say you want to bring people together, you need to have a platform to bring people together. So if you say you want to make a change, you need to have a platform. It's not to say we're not helping our community, but the way we help is, it has always been, you go to church, pastor tell you help one another. When you leave the church, everything dies there. So if Africa want to have a community, they need to have a leader that actually communicate with them. How do you communicate with them is to bring them together, let them know the message. What will Africa be? What will your country be like Nigeria? Where will it be in the next 4 or 5 years? So if you don't have a platform to speak, to come up with ideas that you have on how to prepare future for your country, and the result out of that is that it's just like people living, they don't know where to go, and that is what we've been suffering for ages. So in order to be able to bring that together, that's how we set up the charity. Under the charity initiative, we have what they call the Fruga Caring Saturdays. This is where we are able to bring communities together. We can host a program to support community like 10,000 people at one time, 7,000 at one time. So we started in those states, but now we have the Caring Saturday. We have been able to spread it across 13 states in Nigeria, which is quite very, very beneficial. This is who we are. But I think the passion behind all this is just that I think I was born to do it, and I love helping people. It doesn't matter if you have to be rich. I always tell people, you don't have to be rich to help. Because helping as well is also a blessing. Because I found myself helping. I have never been poor. I'm doing well. People in my community, if you come to my office now, like food is everywhere. People are bringing food. So anything that people hear that I'm doing, they want to support. Now it's like people are coming to understand what we do, and we do it genuinely. So we're not faking it. I want to say thank you for giving this opportunity. I don't know if my time is end, but I think if there's any question, I'll be happy to actually take it. We currently function here in the UK, and we also function in Nigeria and in Greece. So if there's any question, I'll really love it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. I love all my speakers. In fact, I think I must have done something. Everybody is so on time. We are way ahead of time. We were very on time, which is really good. Thank you very much, Peter. I can see now, I know why your connection, why you have a passion, why you have so much passion for the Northerners. You did your youth service there. Because I've never been able to place it. Because why are you going to the north? Why the north? Why the north? It's because you did your youth service, isn't it?
No, it's not actually the north. I think our project started in Lagos. Then it gradually spread to Edo State. Then from Edo State, we went to Jos, Plateau State, then to Benue State. So it's not centered on the north. It's just that wherever situation is that is on the disproportionate level, that is where we go. Okay. So we recently went to Ogun State. I don't know if you watched that program, because after we left Lagos, we went to Ogun State. So the first program we hosted at Ogun State is at the Odeda community. I don't know if some of you know it. Okay, I know. So we were able to empower over 2,200 people at Odeda community. Wow. So our dream, like I said, it doesn't have tribe or color. So if people are dying in UK here, there you will see Fruga coming. Where people are suffering, we just don't really want to say it. We don't want to see where people are suffering. So we want to help as much as we can. So understanding the fact that there is people are suffering so much within the Middle Belt states, and some of you, I will encourage you to go to the north, because when we say north, it doesn't mean these people they are Hausa, Fulani. So the original owner of North, they are the people like us. Some of them, they are from the Yoruba, Igbo, and the other part. And they are the one that is suffering the hands of this bad government. So I do think, forget about the tribe, but people are suffering there. We just need to support them. That is why. It's a master plan. So within 3 years, we want to cover Nigeria. We spent 1.5 years on the Caring Saturday program to cover 13 states. We are sure with more resources coming, people identify with us, we will be able to cover the rest of the states in Nigeria. And by the grace of God, God will continue to empower you. Yes. Amen. Thank you very much. And also, you mentioned that, actually, I've seen it, that you do train entrepreneurs, the apprenticeship. What you do is fantastic with engineers and things, children, young people being taught to build machines themselves. I hope the Nigerian government can actually tap into that and empower our youth. Because what I've discovered is whenever our young people come out, whenever they leave Nigeria to maybe the UK or America, they excel because they are talent. They're going to a ground that appreciates
their talent. And that's what you are trying to do, where you are
Yeah.
trying to help young people develop that passion and make them have a meaningful life from it. May God continue to empower you as well. And we can see it through your life. Peter here is a giver. I've experienced him personally. He's a giver, he's a helper. He goes all out. And like you said, givers will never lack. You're doing this with the whole of your heart. You will never, you said you're not rich, but you're not poor. And you can never be poor because this is who you are. This is what you do. This is what we know you for. Thank you very much, Peter. So please stay here because I'm sure questions are flowing in for you. So at the end of it, we'll have, I think we're really on time. So we'll have enough time for, for questions and answers. Thank you very much. Another lovely, let's go to our fourth speaker. Princess Adiola Oguarde. You are so welcome. This is another lovely lady I've been opportune to work with. She's a fantastic lady with a very, very big heart. She runs Hands of Hope Foundation. And I know it sounds like I've brought all the people that are already running their own businesses or running their own foundation, because, well, these are people that I know. You can only connect with people who you know. These are people that I know that are doing what they've said that they will do. This is the people that I know are really passionate about what they want to, and they're making a good success out of it. Well, Adiola is very passionate about Hands of God. I remember when I first met her, you came to my house that day, and we just got talking. And look, today you are here.
Yeah.
Doing what you do. I remember the first time I met you, you were like, this thing is in my heart. I have to do this thing, when I stop, that thing is disturbing me. And look at you've given birth. The pregnancy has not come out.
Yeah.
So over to you, Adiola.
Thank you very much, Miss Sherry. God bless you. Thank you to all the speakers. Thank you for this opportunity. I do not take it lightly. Thank you, Ms. Ngozi, Mrs. Aju, my very good friend, Mr. Peter. It's really good to be connected right again, But for me, I'll just start because I'm going to be watching time so that I'm not the one that will break the time. For me, it's more about purpose than passion. And I've heard everyone speaking about it, and I've heard purpose in everything people have been talking about. And that is why I'm trying to tilt it like Ms. Ngozi to that purpose line, because if I'm just going to say passion, it is not my passion to speak. In fact, I hardly speak. I don't speak to people. I like writing more than speaking. And this is God bringing me to a place of speaking to people, a lot of people, which is something that I was really scared of doing before. So I prefer to call it purpose, to take that out as well. When you do something that you're born to do, that when they call you in your sleep, you're willing to do it. And like what Sherry said about when I met her, I know that thing was there, that thing was missing, and I was still searching. And that is for me, I'm going to share from personal experience. When you're still searching for your purpose, there's that unsettling in your spirit. But once you discover that purpose, you have that eternal peace. And this is what I'm enjoying, and that peace, I'm doing what God wants me to do. I think I've discovered, and I'm still discovering, because vision evolves as well as we keep on praying about it, it becomes clearer. So my purpose is to empower, motivate, inspire, and encourage people. And for this reason, sometimes some people think I'm mother hen, like I just want everyone to be okay, I want everything to be good, I just want to do things to make sure you're very good. So that is like my purpose. And when I discovered that I need to assist people, to empower them and steer them to that place, because I know a lot of people that are timid, it's not their fault. I used to be in that place, but now I try to help people as well to discover who they are and steer them to that place that God wants them to be. And they will discover it prayerfully. So that's why I'm saying purpose. And sometimes I believe that our purpose also might be linked to our job, and it might not be linked to our job. But the main thing is to prayerfully discover it. So I'll just speak about Hands of Hope Foundation briefly. which our vision is to empower, motivate, inspire people, and reinforce confidence and self-esteem for people to build a better future by providing appropriate support, information, advice, skills, and training for a smooth integration back into their communities. So we're registered here as a charity in the UK, and we're also registered in Nigeria as NGO. So here in the UK, we do more of training empowerment. We do empowerment because the vision is that we believe that everyone has something to offer back to the society and everyone can change for the better. My passion started with supporting ex-offenders back into the community because I'm someone that likes to give, not even second chance alone, but different opportunities because I believe there is something in everyone. And our foundation started, the main scripture that I had at the time is Jeremiah 29:11, which is, for I know the plans I have for you. Also, I use the thought as well, the thought that I think towards you, declares the Lord. Thoughts of peace, plans for welfare and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. And that has always helped. I believe that everyone, like Peter in the Bible, everyone needs a hand of hope. Everyone needs someone to lift them up. A lot of people are struggling and we all need someone. That is my belief. So this is what we do. We do training. I believe no one should be homeless. That is my main passion in the UK. We live in the UK, we'll be amazed that a lot of people, not only Black people this time, a lot of people are struggling with homelessness, even threatened homelessness. So we do training for people to understand what they should do even before they get to that situation. I like to give information, advice, anything that I know. I really want everyone to know. Like, you know what, you can do something about that. You can do something about that. Once I have that knowledge, I will share it with you. And that is like my purpose, to just make sure I empower people, because lack of information, it's really bad. When people don't have the right information, I believe it's not good. We do mission. Part of what we do in mission is poverty alleviation, which is our international mission where we go to Nigeria. And that is why we're registered in Nigeria under Hands of Hope Care Foundation, where we support orphanages. We support them with different things, food stuff, educational stuff. We just go into different orphanages as led by the Holy Spirit. Some orphanages we've been, they wonder like, how did you know we're here? Because we don't just go like to the one on the high street where people know them. The ones that are really struggling are the ones that people have, God has always led us to. Here in the UK, we also do food distribution. And this is something that's always been in me, to just make sure everyone is fed. They call me Mother Ed, I said that before. When you come to my house, you just have to eat something before going. And something that I just see people and I'm like, these people have a need. Anywhere there is a need, my thing that comes up is just to respond to that need. So we do that food distribution here in Kent. We started from Southeast London. We do prison ministry as well, which is something we do in the UK and also in Nigeria. And that really breaks my heart when we go into prisons in Nigeria and we see, pregnant people in prison. We see people with babies in prison. We see different sorts that is not meant to be, but that is the country we have. So that is a bit about what we do. If anyone wants to know more, I'll be glad to share more. But how did I get here? I didn't just get here in one day. I was searching. I knew there was something. I was pregnant. I knew it was overdue, but I just didn't know how to give birth. And one thing I realized is everyone I see, that is what I want to talk about. I want to share that vision. I was always sharing. But then now I'm wiser, obviously, because we've been around. I've been writing these things for over 10 years, but now it's a different thing. So some people will not believe in it. Some people will believe, some people will run with you, some people will not run with the vision. Some people want to discourage you, some people will be like, yeah, go on, but they will not come on board until they actually see that you know what you're doing and it's progressing. So, and that is one thing I found out. I keep writing the vision down. I hope someone is hearing me today to know that whatever God has put in you is doable. You may want to find someone that is doing it and just watch. You may want to find a mentor, which is very important. You can volunteer at any place that you think this is what you really like to do. Volunteer to see and learn how to do it. Because sometimes our purpose is there, but also we still need a bit of training as well to do a lot of things. So when you're talking about mentor, I always encourage people to find a mentor. It doesn't have to really be someone that is doing exactly what you want to do, but make sure your mentor is someone with a vision, not someone that has to see the hindrance and everything you're already sharing. This is my own personal experience. Someone that can strategize with you prayerfully. And yes, there's something that I said I was going to share. Okay. This is by Joyce Meyer. He said God has put something, a part of himself in me and you as gifts. Everyone has a gift. But what are you doing with that gift? Sometimes we sit down, we complain about things, and we have things that could make us happy, but we're not happy. And what she said about that is because we're selfish. So a lot of people are selfish, even in ministry, even as Christians, are selfish, and that is the reason why we're so unhappy, even with everything that we have that should be making us happy. But what I learned that I'm going to quickly pull as nuggets is that I learned to put God first in everything. I learned to put God first. I know sometimes we know a lot of things, but then hearing it again from a mentor, it reinforces confidence and it reminds us to say, you know what, these things that you're thinking, they're actually doable, which is something that happened when I mentioned when I was talking. It's like, oh yeah, you can. And I'm thinking, different reasons why it shouldn't happen, but then it's still there. So I put God first. I learned to put the past behind and to forge ahead. Even when I make mistakes, what I say to myself is that mistake, I miss that thing with good intentions, because our intentions really matter. And I learned the full meaning of fail, that it means first attempt in learning. That is what that meant to me. I keep going ahead prayerfully and in the right direction. I learned to stay focused on my assignment. I call that slay in your lane. When you stay you slay in your lane and you rise above timidity. Things that you do not ever think you can do, you'll be finding yourself doing it with ease, because you then have that grace, that ease, that like prison ministry. Now, a lot of people will ask me, how do you go into the prison and do this and do that? Like, oh, do they not attack you? Do they not do this? And when I think about it, I'm like, okay, this is just grace. You have to be called into it before you do it. No one can just get up and say, today, this is what I want to do, I'm going to prison. And that is not something that I wanted to do as just me. I believe it's just that purpose that is evolving. And I learned to stop apologizing for being amazing, because some people think you're too much, you're here and there, you're too fire, like Mr. Peter here. Sometimes when I look at him on Facebook, I'm encouraged. I don't see like, oh, what's this person's own? Why is he here? Why is he there? I'm encouraged, like someone can do this. Nothing is impossible. But then here are some other people that will be thinking, why does it have to be you? So I learned to stop apologizing for being amazing. I keep writing the vision down. From now, I'm already writing for another 5 years. What I've been writing for the past 10 years, I'm seeing God bringing it to come to pass gradually. And one thing I always say to people, I said I have a book, a red book and a gold book, and I write different things in them, different vision, different things that I've received. My husband knows, if I just wake up, I remember something, I have them beside my bed, I write in it. If it's not available, I pick my phone, I write those things. Because one thing I learned is that when God is telling you something and you're not doing it, you'll find someone else to do it if you're not listening. And sometimes we'll be like, oh, I'll remember, I'll do it, but we'll forget. And it's right there until you see it, you'll be like, oh, and I had this thing, but I didn't do it. And I kept speaking. You speak it into existence. Things that I was conceiving in my heart, I found the good people to share with. Sherry is one of them, my mentor and my pastor. Everyone I met, I wanted to speak about this vision, to say, how can this happen? And I was just telling myself other reasons why I couldn't at the time. But I found someone to shadow, someone that had a vision, And yes, this is one thing that has been going on this platform today. Be consistent. I've heard this twice now. To be consistent, to stay on course. Stay on that course, because when we started in Abewood, when we were doing food distribution, I was living in Abewood, but we had to go to Allgate, which is in the city, to collect food from Pret, and then we distribute in Abewood. And we always do this outside, come rain, come shine, in Abewood. And there was this librarian guy is the manager in Abewood Library. And he just said, you guys, you come here every Friday, you're here, it's raining and blah, blah. He said, just come in the library and be using the library. I'm like, wow, this can only be God. In London town, they're just calling you to come in like that. And that's how we gained shelter in the library where we were doing the food distribution, because the people that were coming for the food, if they didn't see us on a Friday, they'll be wondering, where are these people? But then we moved into the library and that made it better. So be consistent, because people are watching. If you do it today, you don't do it tomorrow, they know your heart is not in it. This is me, that I'm giving my own life experience. And be authentic. I've heard that as well today. Be you, be real, be genuine. It's not possible to pretend for long. You cannot pretend. And I always say, I can't pray with prayer intercessors that have no compassion. How can you not have compassion for humanity, but you want to be praying? What are we praying about? So be authentic. It's really important. And don't copy people. Be yourself. What is that thing that distinguishes you? It distinguishes you from other people. You might be doing the same thing, but there will be that one thing that God gave to you that will distinguish you. What can you think of doing without asking for money? That you just do it for humanity, there's no money coming out of it. For me, I do a lot of things on the side, and I call myself a Proverb 31 woman. I do different businesses, but I know that when everything fell through, my purpose stands. As people, you do business, that business, you can forget about it. You can do this one today, forget about my purpose, which is to empower people. It stands through everything that might fall on the side. That one never falls. That's one thing that encourages me to say, I know God is in this, and He sees the heart as well. Vision evolves. I learned that to say, you're writing things down, it will evolve. It will evolve over time. So don't be rigid about, this is what God has said. He will keep revisiting, and things might just get clearer and clearer. Don't compare yourself with others. I was going to share this joke with people. I don't know who else watches Mark Angels, but I've got 3 children. The last one likes Mark Angel. There's this episode of Bishop T.D. Jakes episode 287. Please go and watch it. I like it. It's so funny. This man wanted to be like Bishop T.D. Jakes because he wanted the church to be full. And then he went to be watching T.D. Jakes, and he wanted to be preaching like T.D. Jakes and be powerfully preaching. Anyway, he did that, and he was making noise and doing that, not knowing that the person that was doing it has the grace of whatever he was doing. But anyway, he ended up passing out because he was choking and was doing that, and the congregation thought he was still fine, he was okay. Not knowing, and he's saying, give me water, and people were just repeating what he was saying, give me water, not knowing that the pastor was already choking. But anyway, that taught me something to say, what, never copy anyone, because the grace, that His anointing of His that God has put on them, you don't know it. So just stay on your lane and let God help you with whatever you need to do. So for anyone out there listening to me, yes, I'm still on time. I'm advising that find a mentor. Your mentor does not necessarily know everything. They may not even know more than you. But then they may not be able to answer all your questions as well, but you'll be guided. Prayerfully, strategically. Your vision, don't think is their vision, it's not. But then you can pray together, and then you can flourish. So in summary, what I've said today, in summary, I just summarized in 10 points to say we should move away from excuses, which is what I was doing at the beginning, thinking, no, this cannot happen, that cannot happen. Move away from excuses, move away from self-doubt. Stop doubting yourself, just believe in yourself and believe in God. Because without you, God might not be able to do anything. He needs a vessel to walk through. And fear of failure, which is what I said, fail means first attempt in learning. So don't be scared, because not starting is the failure. But when you start and you fail, you're just learning. So keep learning and move on. And stop procrastinating. That has been said as well. Procrastination. Don't be a people pleaser. Learn to listen to God. What He's asking you to do, go on with it. And don't be afraid of success as well, which is one thing I didn't share, which I'm supposed to share. It's about Hope for All, which Hands of Hope gave birth to Hope for All, which is a project that we just won through the Cinnamon Project Lab 2020. We just won a grant of 30K to help people in the UK to stay in their accommodation. And that name of the project is Hope for All, which is by Hands of Hope Foundation. So don't be scared of success. When God is celebrating you, when good things are happening, just embrace it and praise God for it. And stop negative thinking. I don't know who always think negatively. In this 2020, all I've seen is the glory of God. Things have not been great, but I chose to see the glory of God through this situation. Even looking at this platform now, a lot of people are from different places. We are not all in London. If it's before, we'll be thinking about to travel down and be in the same room, but we're all on Zoom. So that's something good that happened. So let's be positive and no more negative self-talks. Speak great things to yourself. Judgment of others, let's move away from there. Stop judging others. You don't know what God is asking them to do. You don't know why they're doing what they're doing. And move away from negative people in your cycle. That is just me and the few nuggets that I would love to leave with you today, to say, you know what, get up, take that bold step of faith. Don't procrastinate, just start. Find the right people to speak to, and God bless us all. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Princess Adiola. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, I was just listening to everything you're saying, and what struck me, I remember the first day I came to your house. She's a giver, indeed. She's a giver. And you know, I think I'm just blessed. I'm personally just blessed with people who just give. And maybe because I'm a giver as well, so I only attract people that are like the same. This woman offered us all kind of food. We ate, we took away, and then she took us to our bedroom and started bringing things, giving us different items. It got to a point that let us go before we enter this woman's house. She was, you know, when you meet givers, they just give you. They can give you everything they have. You know, God bless you and thank you. I'm going to go away with something now. Your books. I only have one book, and it's, what color is it? It's pink. So I write everything in there. So I think I'm going to take the idea of a purple book, a red book, and a gold book. And I'm sure people have questions. You know, I've got questions on those books because I've got particular questions. So we'll leave that to the end of the session. Thank you. This is very authentic. You're a very authentic person, and you are very real with what you do. May God continue to empower you. So we'll move on to our next speaker. We have Pastor Gift Obina. Pastor Gift is another, she's an entrepreneur, she's a pastor, she's a mother, what can I say about you? You know, if I start talking about you, in fact, that's another 20 minutes, you know. But she's a woman with a very, 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 very big heart. You know, I've known her since I was in secondary school. You know, she was my senior in secondary school, and then we met again here. But, you know, God has been so good to you. God has really been so good. And you can see it. She's also a giver. This is a woman that will give anything and everything as well, you know. And I can see from the reason why I brought her onto this platform, because she's one of those people who has gone from grass to grace, and pressing on, you know, regardless, fulfilling, and, you know, not just fulfilling our own destiny, but carrying people and dragging people along with her on our journey. May God continue to increase your knowledge. May God continue to bless you as He is blessing you. So over to you, Pastor Gift.
Wow. Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening. God bless you. There are so many faces that I know on this platform. You know, I might not be able to mention all names, but thank you so much, you know, for being part of this call. And all the speakers, oh my God, I don't think I have anything else to say, because you've actually hit all the points that we need to take away today, you know, especially in discovering our passion. You know, I want to thank all my sisters that have invited on today that have come to join me on this line. I really appreciate you tonight. Thank you so much for being part of it. And Sherry, for putting this wonderful, awesome program together. We actually need it before the next year, to be honest, because there is so much God is giving to us. And there's so much that we have, but we have not even touched it at all. And it's a very good opportunity for us to be, you know, listening to these powerful words from these great people that God is using and passionately affecting and impacting lives in their own world. You know, this is what God is expecting all of us to do. I really appreciate you, Peter. That's such a powerful, you know, powerful project. God will continue to increase you, endow you with wisdom, and bring destiny helpers. Because it's not just, you know, being a visionary. We need people that would run with this vision, you know, take it far and begin to affect many generations. And God will surely bring destiny helpers to you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. You will not grow tired. You will not grow weak. You will not grow weary. You will go from glory to strength in the mighty name of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Whatever you're doing is priceless. You cannot, man cannot reward you, but only God in his infinite mercy will reward every labor of your love in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Thank you so,
Amen.
so much. God bless you. You know, Sister Ngozi, God bless you. Thank you so much for sharing today. That is you've given us all the key to unlock everything, to be honest. And God bless you, you know, for being a mom, being a solicitor, and still have time to want to even affect generations. It's such an amazing to see a mother, to see a woman. You know, I'm really intrigued. Well done. God bless you. Thank you so much. And Princess Adiola, you are so awesome. I have to go and find a red book. If I didn't pick anything, I picked that. Write it down. You know, and even the Bible says it that we should write down our visions. We should make it plain, make it
Yes, ma'am.
real, because we need to still go back to it.
Yes,
And if it's
ma'am.
not written down, we could forget it. So whatever is given to us, we need to pen down. We need to keep writing. God
Yes, ma'am.
bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And then Sister Adu, I need you to come and do my makeup. God bless you. Thank you so much. You know, you actually started us. So you actually set us on fire by starting with such a significant, you know, passionate way of delivering your message, and what you do as well. It's so great to hear from all of you. I wouldn't say too much because you've already touched base on everything, and I want to keep to time as well. But before I start, my name is Pastor Gift, and I've been blessed with 7 children, and I thank God for their lives. I know they're going from glory to glory. I'm so grateful for what God is doing. You know, I'm coming from a journey in life that it could have led to death, but God has preserved me for now, for this season, for the time like this. You know, just to be, I know part of why He's preserved me is just to speak and just to help people through, you know, my journey, through where I'm coming from, and through where God is taking me to. Because when God is taking you somewhere, He's not just taking you, He's taking a whole generation with you. And for you to say yes to whatever God is calling you to do, which means there are lives that are so attached to you that through you, they will discover their life, they will discover their passion. Through you, you know, somebody like Sherry, she's a giver. Like, in fact, I've known her for years, and I'm so grateful to God upon her life. She does it unapologetically, and that is what passion is. When you are passionate about something that God knows that I have given you, you know, the gift of God is without repentance. When He's giving you a gift, He's giving you a gift. And one significant thing in my life that I run with anytime is to whom much is given, much is also expected. Hallelujah. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do so much preaching, but I want to give you the keys. When God gives you something, He's not giving you to lie down and relax. He's giving you those great passion, those great gifts, because He's not taking it back. It is your gift. A gift is a gift, whether you like it or not. It has been given to you. And all spiritual gifts has been given to all of us. Purpose, passion, everything is inside one thing. When you're passionate, if you discover your purpose, you will be passionate about what you know that you can do. And that's what you can do is what that is going to bring somebody else's life. We're going to bring that turnaround to somebody's life. Because of you, many lives are going to be raised from nothing to something. Why? Because God is counting on all of us here. No man is useless. Everybody has come with something. You know, it was just 2 weeks ago, the Spirit of God was showing me how powerful we are as humans. He says, even that newborn baby was given a gift on how to suck the breast. Once he arrives, he has a quality inside. Nobody is there to train him on how to get his food. Those are basic things that he needs to know. He says, even as small, as tiny, as fresh as that child is, he has skills. You cannot overfeed him. He will tell you when he's fine. There is no way, no matter how, because he knows that I'm coming into a busy people's life. I can be neglected, you know, I could be forgotten because I'm not part of their life. I'm not part of what they used to their routine. So God gave them those skills. When they are coming, the first day they came out, put the breast, they know where the breast is. Don't teach them. Once you put it, they know how to latch. They came with significant skills that you cannot contend with. So if a baby like that can have such skills, tell me that we are loaded with so much that as we grow, our responsibility, the gifting that we have is to discover them. And when we discover them, we need to make sure that we put it to work and run with it. Why? Because what you have is what many people need. And it says someone somewhere needs what only you can give. I'm telling you, somebody somewhere is waiting for you and I, all of us on this platform tonight, to give something so that they can have a life, so that they can have hope. Many of this, passionate work and charitable work we are doing is born out of a passion. And many people discover their passion through their life journey, through where they're coming from, through their environment, through how they grow up. They just understand at some point in life, I went through that, my children cannot go through it. And the moment you say that, there is words that have come out and it's gone. Not just your children, because you have many children. Every child is your child. So the moment you step out, you know that every child must receive something. And I don't want us to think that until you have millions, we've had speakers on this platform. They didn't have millions before they started. Take that leap of faith. Start somewhere. Start in your closet. Start in your room. Start somewhere. I can categorically tell you that during the lockdown, I know that, we all fell out of routine. And so many things happen beyond our control because everybody else is just learning what this is all about and what is going to come out of it and how we can help each other, how we can raise each other out of this, pandemic. And at some point, the Spirit of God just showed me that we need to start working on our health. Even if we are going to start from there, let's gain it back because so many people have lost it during the lockdown. Most of the things that we do on a daily, basis, it does help with our well-being, our mindset, everything about us. So we now understand how much we cherish, the simple basic things we have in life. And God just showed me that we need to, educate people to go through healthy lifestyle. Just that. Educate, explain to them. make them aware, open their eyes to see that we can do it again. We can come back to normal, you know. And God just gave me some great ideas, which I know that is not just for me. Any idea God's give you is not just for you. Put it right, package it properly, and send it out to the world. Somebody, somewhere, only wants and needs that only one thing that you can give to them. I know a lady, all she does is helping people to write their CVs, giving them that opportunity for them to gain that confidence again, to go back to work. There's so many things that we can do. Even in our own little space, they have made, you know, everything works together for our good. And that is one thing I want you to understand. COVID has come with so much benefits. There is something, until you stop complaining, you cannot see what God is doing. And that is it. Many people complain and forget the little things that God has given to them to establish people's lives. You know, to give people platforms through your life, through your story, through the pain that you have gone through. There is something about that pain that is going to bring gain to somebody else's life. We cannot be selfish. We can't sit back and say, well, it's all right. God saved you in that situation. Yes, you did not die. You are going through. You are still going through. Thank God you are going through. You have not stopped. You are not down. As long as you are going through, that means you will get there. And when you get there, your responsibility is to pick somebody else up along the line. What are you passionate about? Have you ever asked yourself those questions? What am I passionate about? What gets you up in the morning and keeps you up at night? There must be something. There must be a fire shut up in your bones that you cannot help yourself. What is it? What is that thing that gets you up in the morning, first thing? And anytime you are doing it, you just want to keep doing it. There are so many people that have found themselves in the wrong jobs, in the wrong setting, in the wrong organization, but they are trapped. But I give you hope today that there is something God has given to you to liberate your world, to liberate you. It doesn't matter. Don't look at the money. Don't look at where you're going to start from. Trust the God that has given that gift. He that has begun that good work is able, faithful to complete it. He will not send you and not accomplish it with what you need. He says every of your need is met. Everything that you have inside of your spirit, it's a gift. Look at it properly. But when we stop complaining and start acknowledging every gift that God has given to us, because we are not a waste. No man is a waste. We have come, I've explained even how a baby could develop so much skill to be able to attain just to get his own food. He knows exactly what to do. You don't have to come and teach him or educate him. The moment you bring the milk out, he understands exactly what to do. If God can be so powerful, so merciful to invest in us as young as a child is, what about us as adults? We are going to ignore everything that we can see and begin to acknowledge those things. Rome cannot be built in a day. Everything in life is a process. I know so many people don't want to go through the process. But one thing about God, when he gives you a gift, he says, don't despise the days of little beginnings, because those are the days that is going to take you far in life. Don't disregard those little harms that you're doing, that help that you're giving. You are not working for a man. People will backbite you. People will criticize you. People will bring you down. Yes, it's normal. But those things they are doing, those things is just to destroy you, turn your mind around against what God has already set up for you to be who God has called you to be. Yes, there will be distractions in life. We are set up for distraction. Every day of our life is distraction. But you need to know who you are in Christ and understand that if God gives, he will back me up in this. You know, I always tell somebody, for people that are really generous, they are very great, they help out, Your agency is God. You are not working for man. Go there and do your work and go and get your money from you are paid separately. Your reward is coming from God. Because if you look at the people you're doing it for, you will say to yourself, I will never do it again in my life. But that is where the devil wants to put you. God designed you as a special breed for a purpose. The heart he gave you is not an accident. He gave you that heart, that conscience, that gift, that passion for some reason. He did not make mistake. He knew exactly what he was doing. And he knew that you are going to affect generation. He doesn't need a whole world. He only needs a man. God calls a man at a time to change situations and generations. And what we are doing is not a joke either. You know, it says Nehemiah had a passion to rebuild walls around Jerusalem, even though he was ridiculed and faced constant oppositions. And this is the word of God in Ruth chapter 1. It says Nehemiah, he had that passion to rebuild. Everyone that has passion, you must face ridicule. It is not complete without being ridiculed. The ridicule is there to strengthen you, to build you, to push you to where you need to be. It's not to destroy you. Until you are dig down in 6 feet, that is when you stop. But as long as you are alive, you must carry on going. Because you know what? He's the rewarder of those that diligently seek him. God is your rewarder. You are not rewarded by man. Every help that you get is the grace and the mercy of God, because God sees your heart. And he knows that I trust my son, I trust my daughter. If I release the wealth of this word into his hand, it will get to people. It will flow. I trust them. I know they can do it. And God has put, you know, sometimes when we think about it, what is it that is my passion? Many people still ask themselves the questions till today. What is my passion? What is my purpose? I discovered my purpose when I went through the horrible marriage when I started, in my life. I discovered my passion. I knew when God saved me from going through that, the domestic violence and coming out of it. I knew that God is saving me to save many women. I knew exactly that's it. And whenever I'm in this business, I don't remember, I will leave my own, I will run far for somebody else. Because that is what motivates me. That is what keeps me, because the pain of yesterday is the gain of today. God has turned lives around through what happened yesterday. He showed you the secrets for today. Your future, everything that you are doing is not an accident. And one thing I want to bring to the table tonight on this call is don't ever feel ridiculed by any man because they did not create you. They did not give you that gift. The gift of God is without repentance. When God gives the gift, He backs it up with everything that you need. He says your need, every of your need must be met. That is the God you serve. If God is calling you, ministry does not just end behind the pulpit. What you are doing on this platform is a great ministry. Ministry is not just you, preaching to people. That is not just ministry. There are lots of ministries. The ministry Mr. Peter is doing is a great ministry. He's evangelizing, reaching and changing lives of many people, many children that could have been wasted away, that could have died. God is using him to turn lives around. And that is what God came to do. He says he went about doing good, healing the sick, helping the poor, setting the captives free. These people are captivated, but God is using you to set them free, bringing hope to them, giving them training. They couldn't have had that training. They couldn't have had that privilege. They wouldn't have had that opportunity, but you stood in gap. So tell me, how wouldn't you be ridiculed? Because the devil is upset that you are changing life. These are the lives that he has already designed to be destroyed. But you said, no way, I will stand for these people. I will be there for them. That is a great call and is a ministry in its own regard. And you know what? The gift of a man is only what makes way for them. You know, a laborer is worthy of his pay. God will equip you to the point that, you know, generations will be looking for you, blessing you with so many things because you are doing what no man can do. You are stepping for somebody else to have a life. That is what you are doing. And one thing I want you to understand is many are the plans in person's heart, but in the Lord's purpose that prevail. There are so many plans in our hearts, but God always prevails for us. His purpose always prevails. And the one that has sent you has given you all that you need. You are not alone. And your passion, your purpose must be fulfilled. Because why? You must trust God. Man can fail, but I'm telling you, God will never fail you. It says the purposes of a person's heart are deep, like deep waters, but one who has insight draw them out. The one that has wisdom, you that knows, understand, you are the one that is the visionary. God gave you that vision. You wrote it down. You know. It is only you that can bring it out with your passion. And you can never be stopped. That is one thing I want you to understand. Focus on your strength and how you can operate from them. There is an exhaustless strength that God has given to you. You are indomitable. Nobody can destroy you. You have to see yourself that God has built you in a way that is special. You have to believe it. That no weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. Because when God is sending you to the field, He's not sending you, He's armed you. He has given you all that you need. And you can never be afraid to do what God has called you to do. Because it's the one that has called you and it's the one that has equipped you. It's the one that has called you and is the one that has equipped you. Has God to keep stirring up the passion inside of you. We need to continually, because there are times that situations around you, challenges, we have our own problems, we have our own challenges, but we are still going out there to help people. So this is why we must continually ask God. And the ones that are great, the ones that God is using, they are the ones that face the difficult challenge in their life. They are the ones that face the most, but you have to consistently keep praying and keep asking God to keep stirring up that passion inside of you. The more you pay attention to your God, the one who has designed you for his purpose, the clearer things will become to you. Every time you pay attention to God, you will hear clearer. You will understand where he's taking you, what is leading you. You know, the vision that he has given to you will become clearer. And those are the things that we need to understand. Jesus was passionate about giving us eternity. Even though many would mock him and turn him away, their unbelief did not stop him from doing what God has called him to do. What did I say? Their unbelief. People will not believe what you are doing. You know, there's a saying, they said, seeing is believing. Some people, until you give your blood, they cannot understand what you are doing. They will still be waiting. The people that you expect to support you more, they will never support you. The ones that you expect their support more, that when I'm doing this, I'm expecting. No, don't look for support in man. Your support is not in man, it's God. When God supports you, man will support you. When God bless you in that what you are doing, they will all come back and support you. What about the story of Joseph? God knows that he's a great man. God knew where he's taking him to. Even his own brothers, they had to sell him. They had to let him go. But what happened? Because God knew what he called. He knew that he was not an ordinary man. He is a visionary. He's a man that carries passion and a purpose. And God set him up because that situation will turn around and work together for your good. Praise. There is no matter how long it takes. If Jesus himself was ridiculed, was mocked, who are you and I? You must carry on regardless of what you see, what you face. And every mountain before you, you must understand how to level them, because it is a mirage. It is not real.
Preach.
It is not real. Anything that you see is for you to be to look at yourself and see the inability. But God has endowed you with so much ability and strength. He said you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. What is that mountain standing before Zerubbabel? You have to level it. If you are seeing it and it's still physically, you can see the fact. Walk through it in the name of Jesus. You will see yourself on the other side.
Yes.
Stop anyone that God has called. You just have to understand it. You don't need any man to explain that to you. It is your responsibility to know that I am called. I have been given a purpose. I have been given a key to go and liberate. Moses went through challenges. Moses himself, his mother, during the time he was born, they were killing children. They were killing children. His mother had to hold on to this child for 3 months. He knew that if I keep keeping this child, they will kill this boy. He had to go. She's not the only one that could weave a basket in that season. She was not the only woman. She had to put it together just to save a deliverer. He was a deliverer. He was meant to lead a whole generation, let them out of captivity and save them. He called it.
Yes.
Challenges at the end of the day. He went through it. But you know what? He achieved it. Why? Because God chose him. And the mother knew exactly what God has said concerning the life of that boy.
Preach, Queen, preach.
So we just have to thank God for where we are. Our passion will never run down. Our grace will never run down. He said he has heaped upon us grace upon grace. I'm telling you, on this platform, this program is not ordinary. It's not just for us to come and talk. There are people that God wants to assure 2021 is going to be a great year. And we are going to do supernatural exploit. There is an accelerated speed on this platform tonight. Supernatural accomplishment. We must accomplish it whether we like it or not. Because everything that we need to accomplish it, it has been made available to us. But we must understand, trust God in us. Let's start with ourselves. Trust God in yourself, in your own life. Trust God. Trust that he that has begun that good work in you, he will complete it. Trust him that if he says, come, walk on water, don't look at the water, just walk. Look at Jesus. He will definitely take you to where you are going. Yes, the pandemic has.
I love Jesus.
God has prepared us for 2020. But 2021 is the time of action. We cannot sit down and sit back and complain in 2021. We must launch out with the grace of God upon our life and do all that God has asked us to do. Because why? There is provision for it. But until you step out, how are you going to understand the power, the ability, and the grace upon your life? When you sit back, you will complain because you can't see until you start using it. When you buy a car, you park it there. You don't have business with petrol. You don't have business with gas. Until you start moving the car, you will now know, hey, wait a minute, the gauge is here. You know that
move your car.
I need to move the car. I need to do this. So we're going to move the car in 2021. No anxiety, no distraction. We are in charge. We tell distractions what to do. We put distractions where they belong. Because why? They are what they say they are. Distractions. They are not big enough to put you back. We need to set them aside because the grace has been given to us. Just as that newborn baby that had the skill to get his food anytime he's hungry. It's the time to put your faith to work. That this word that I've given tonight, I'm going to read a part. It says Jesus was passionate about, I said about that. So Mary, the mother of Jesus, was passionate about trusting and obedience, even as she faced the magnitude of what others would think. there is something that we need to abolish in our system, in our life. What would they say? Who care about what they say? What is our own business with what they say? Since when they have been saying it, what changed in my life? It's okay. Let them say. They that have said it will still come back and congratulate you. What will they say? Let them say.
Congratulations.
It's their own opinion. Let them share it. In fact, it's good. It's constructive criticisms. Let them say. It doesn't change anything. The gift of God upon our life is without repentance. Just as I'm saying, distractions will come. Even as we are talking, there is distraction. But you have to be focused. You have to be going. That is it happens in life. That is what happens in life. But you must be prepared at every season of your life. There are seasons, there are times. You will not, people in this part of the world, during summer, you will not go and bring your coat. It doesn't work in that season. There are things that work for a season, and there are things that work for another season. You need to understand your season. You need to know that this life is a process. For us to get that newborn baby, it takes 9 months. It takes a 9-month process. There is a process. There is something that has to happen. It's not just going to happen. It takes step-by-step process and guide. And this is what
I believe that I can do it. I have hope.
That God himself does not leave his own, and he does not forsake us. And this night, I want you to focus on your strength. I want you to focus on your creator as I bring this to close. I want you to focus on all that God has given to you. You don't need anything else. He said we don't need support or aid. We will get to a point that we will not need that thing. Because God has made it available to you. But it's only for those that can see it. It took God to take Moses outside of his room.
I believe in God, the heavenly
took him
Father,
outside
the creator
to behold the stars. Because he knows that for us, we need to see in his
I believe that I can do it. I am Beyonce.
He walked you out. He took him out of his room, that room that is limiting his mindset, limiting his horizon. He had to get him out of the outer space just for him to see how many stars. He can't even count. He said, that is what I have given to you. How many children you will be.
I am no hacker. I believe that I have the strength to.
We need to see beyond ourselves. We need to see beyond who we are and understand the gifting of God upon your life. I've come to tell you today that
When did you start supporting God?
The gift of God upon your life is without repentance.
Yes, Madison! Preach, Madison!
He will never take it from you. He has given it to you. It's up to you what you want to do with the gifting. It's up to you, whatever you want to do with your gifting. You need to understand
I'm a big fan. I'm trying to praise God
right
now.
And I cannot share. God doesn't
Madison
share.
I'm your biggest fan.
I just want to thank God for what he has done tonight. I know God has spoken to some.
Beyonce.
I have received something from God.
Where did you find us? Oh my God.
I have received something.
I'm Beyonce.
So let's begin.
Bye.
This to the close now. I know I've kind of run out of time. But remember,
it's okay, Preach John. Don't worry about the time. Time is just a number.
The gift that God gives you will help you carry out that calling. If you nurture these things, they grow and come to life.
So thank you very much. That was really powerful. Thank you very much. And like you said, 2020 is a year for a lot of us to how do I put it? I put it as awareness, to find ourselves. This period has given us, some of us stayed home for 5 months, 6 months at a stretch. And if we haven't found anything, if we haven't found our purpose within that 5 months, there is a problem somewhere. I've got a few questions for you, and I've got some private questions that were sent to me as well. I don't know which of the speakers would like to answer the questions. There's someone said, what were your major challenges and how did you overcome them? Who would like to answer the question? What were your major challenges Okay, Pastor Gift, do you want to go for it?
Okay. Praise God. So in life, one of my major challenges was I have different challenges in different areas. So I would say, let me use one of my son. I always use him for a testimony anyway. So with that child, he was growing in a tube. It was a major challenge for me. I was bleeding profusely. He wasn't, growing. I knew something was happening. I went to the hospital and they said it was an ectopic pregnancy. So it was growing actually in the tube. So it was a challenge at the time because they had to remove my tube. I'm using myself as a case study. I love using myself. They had to use the child and the tube. They have to remove the tube and the child. But I knew something because I wanted to put my faith to work. I wanted an opportunity to put that faith to work. It was a challenge, and our overcame it was having to believe in the report of God at the time. And I said to them, I'm not going to go into the theater to be operated on. I have a God that never fails, and I believe in his word. And they said, okay. In fact, they had to get me a psychiatric doctor to speak to me because they thought I was going cuckoo. This woman is dying and she's still talking about God. Eventually, how I overcame it was insisting on another scan. They had a scan before where they gave me all the facts and I saw it for myself. And then I was insisting on another scan before I went into theater with them. And all of a sudden, they at the air and said, well, okay, we'll give you another scan. And they gave me another scan before the 24 hours. And the guy came, he said, it's 30 years of experience, he's never seen such a miracle where a baby of that size could come out straight into the womb. And he put the results side by side. And he saw, wow, this child is a miracle. Whatever you're doing, mom, keep doing it. Why? That was how I overcame it, because it was a challenge. Is either I lose the baby, lose my tube, or believe in what God says. I don't have anything to lose. So what I had to lose was not given the right to exercise my faith. We all have a faith. He said, even if it's as a mustard seed, it's already in you. Grow it. Put it to work. See how much you can see that your faith can turn things around. It's only faith that moves mountains, and it's only faith, through faith, that you can please God. So I had to put my faith to work, and I saw the results. So that was how I overcame my challenge that I went through at the time.
Thank you, Pastor Gift.
Yes.
For that. I'm not sure from what capacity the person asking the question is asking about.
In terms of passion.
Yeah, I was just going to speak about that. Sometimes the challenge for me, the challenge was not knowing where to start from, and also looking for who actually believe in that vision. So to overcome that, what Pastor Gift have said is so on point. It's about praying. Yeah, you will speak to people, but don't forget it's your vision. It's you that God is giving that vision to. So regardless of how many people you're speaking to, they might not even understand what you're saying. There are times, I'll use this example, before this project lab of Hope for All that I was talking about, I had, a man of God that I will speak to about, this is the vision for the next phase. We need to be offering training about housing. And this person could not see what I was saying just because the council exists. And I'm saying, in fact, they actually used an example of the other housing association doing the same thing. And I'm saying, this is what God is asking me to do. I don't care how many association is doing it or how many council is there, but this is what God wants me to do, to train people from different places. But anyway, lo and behold, this is this Cinnamon project that wants us to now be training churches from different localities nationally about housing problems, things that people could do. But at the beginning, I had that vision. I didn't know how to put it, but I'm speaking to someone that didn't have my vision. And they were saying, oh, no, I don't think that would be possible. I don't think anyone will need that. Different things. But then I had to rise above that. I prayed about it, and I just took this step of faith. And when I started organizing different training, people were attending, and there was no single training that someone will not have a testimony about. Did you know I was just about going through eviction? What you actually said on that training really helped me. Did you know my landlord was doing this? You know, what you just told me helped me. So it's about you now taking that bold step of faith and moving forward. Take that step, one step at a time. Just move. You have to move. No one can move you if you're not ready to move. That's one thing I can say. No one can move you. The challenge will be there. You're waiting for people to believe on you, in you. You're waiting for someone to say, go there, go ye, therefore. You know, no one will come to you with that. So you have to move. That's how I overcome my. I spoke to people, I prayed, and I moved. That moving might sound easy. It's not easy, but you have to move. Whatever you're doing, Pastor Gift said it. Be it crawling, be it just be doing something. Move. You might be crawling, you might be walking, you might be running, but just move. Keep moving.
Thank you very much, Princess Adiola. The word method there is keep moving. For you that has that question, you need to just keep moving. Know that, and you said something really significant there. When somebody, the person you talk to matters, because that person can only share based on what they know and what is available to them. So the man of God you were sharing it with, in fairness to him, it was what you're carrying was beyond him, and he could only see based on where is the limit of his own knowledge and his own understanding. You understand? So it's important to check who you're talking to, and I'm quick to do that. When I'm talking to someone and I see that the person is not flowing on my own wave, we're not on the same wave, I shut up immediately and I move on somewhere else, or I change the topic, because there's no point trying to convince someone who hasn't got the capacity to take what you have. And also sometimes, like you said, we're always looking for that affirmation in people that are close to us, right? People that are close to us. Sometimes it doesn't just work like that, because they may not, you're the vision carrier. They're not being nasty to you, but they just don't understand they don't understand your vision. And in fairness to them, we need to, appreciate them and know where they stand. Like I was listening to TG Jakes the other day, and the other time, a long time ago, sometimes we're looking for our confidence in our spouse, the person that is closest to us. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. And doesn't mean that they're bad. No, it's just that they just don't, they're not that person fit for that particular purpose. Everybody has their own purpose in your life. Thank you very much for that. I have another question here. This is that the person was quite personal. I feel the need to do something, but I am still unable to place it. How do I know what is within me? How do I get out what is within me? Who would like to help us with that?
I think I'll take that one, Sherry.
Okay.
I think I really liked it. Is a presentation that I prepared. I'd like to share with people because it's a little bit more sort of like in depth. But for this person, what I would say is you need a lot of contemplation, quiet contemplation. You need to lose the distraction. The passion is inside you. You need to let it come out. You need to ask people around you, what is it? What's it? What do you see about me? There must be something. Everyone has something that that other people can see, that they can do properly. Ask people around, spend time, sort of like, I don't want to say meditation, but a bit of meditation as well. Asking yourself, what is it? What is it about me? What is my unique selling point? Each of us have a unique selling point. How do you turn that into a passion? The only way you can do that is to eliminate the distraction, contemplate, read, study, research. If you have an inkling of what it might be, then research more into that sort of thing. Does it appeal to you? Is it something else? Try it. A bit of like internship as well. Try a few things. You might have to try one or two things before you actually then fixate on what your passion is.
Thank you very much, Ngozi, for that. Does anybody want to add something else before we move on?
Yes, can I add to that quickly, please?
Yes, please. Thank you, Peter.
Yes, first, I want to thank Sister Adiola, Pastor Gift, Obina, and other speakers here. I think that question is very vital. One of the things I suffered most while I was growing up is identifying my true passion, who I really am. So I get to understand even when at the time I grew up. So it's one of the most difficult things for a man to be able to identify. But once you get it, you are just on the way to succeed. So that's what I say. So identify who you are. Have a lot of things around it. I would suggest for someone who asks that question, think about what always wake you up at night and what you're not doing.
That's right.
Always think about it. So think about what you do that other people they like. Think about things that you love doing that when you're doing it, you don't feel it like as if you are laboring yourself. You're just happy doing it. So by the time you're able to identify this, there's nothing wrong about discussing it with other people around you. But always know that if you're going to succeed in your dream or your passion tomorrow, there might not always be people around you to support you, like Pastor said earlier on. No, you will never find them. By the time you are succeeding, there's going to be a lot of elements around it. People around you, they see your vision is very good, and they don't want you to be more ahead of them. So a lot of times there's this conflict of interest. Some of them will discourage you, but always know one thing: if you actually identify your true passion, nothing on earth that will actually pull you off, unless you don't really get a clear picture of your vision or your passion, what you love doing. So once you identify that, and I'm sure definitely you'll get there. But I will always advise you, first of all, do a little bit of, it might not be that you have to study and study. No, this could be what manifests into you, what you always think about, and what God has given, the gifts God has given to you, to be able to impart something positive, in someone else's life, or maybe something positive in other work or profession. But you must always, first of all, identify what is this thing. So identify that means that you have to actually sit and think about who you truly are and how you can work about it.
Thank you very much for that, Peter. I'm going to read a few contributions that I've seen on the platform. But before I do that, and we're going to wind up very, very soon, don't worry. I just wanted to add a few questions. I did a short video a while ago about 5 things you could ask yourself. And this is for that person. What are some of the things that you do really well? Think about some of the things you do really well. What actions or activities give you energy? Things that boost your energy. What are the things you do really well and the things that actually boost your energy? And what could you do all day without getting bored? For me, I could talk and mentor someone all day without getting bored. I could tell you all I know when I have the time. I could sit down with someone and just tell you, when you sit on the phone, and just tell you everything I know all day without getting bored. Or what makes you lose track of time? What are the things you do that makes you lose track of time? You're not conscious about time. You just want to keep going. And the number 5, what topic could you read a book or blog about and never get tired? Those are ways to find your passion. Those are ways that you could do. Like if you go into the library, what areas in the library do you go? Do you go into the animal section? Do you go into fiction or science? What areas of the library, what area of the journal do you go to search for books for? What draws your attention? So those are ways that you could actually find your passion and find out what you are actually passionate about. Someone said here, I find staying focused helps. People will put you down, belittle your vision, but stay focused. And that is true. People will put you down. People will always have something to say. It took me a while to get to the point whereby opinions just don't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. Well, so far, I'm convinced within myself that I'm doing the right thing. Doesn't matter, because you always find people who will support you, and people will say, what did you even do? God, what is she even doing? Then, there will always be 2 sides. So whatever you do, people will talk. So I really support what that person has said. Someone also said, it takes a lack of clarity, lack of belief, lack of confidence, the wrong group, lack of self-esteem, and self-worth. Oh, that is a really big one. There were times in my life where I felt really worthless as well. Every other person around me will say, oh, Sherry, you're doing this, you're doing that, well done. But within me, I still felt well, because where I was looking for the acknowledgement from, I wasn't getting it from there. So whatever everyone else said didn't matter. But it got to a point whereby I had to read myself to that point. I had to attend lots of programs to get to the point whereby You know, sometimes we are looking in the wrong places. Look at the people who are supporting you. Look at the people who are actually applauding you, not the ones who are, you know, pulling you down, because they don't even matter. Because if they did matter, you know, you won't be doing what you're doing. You're doing it. So let us begin to focus on people and draw near to people who are like-minded, people who appreciate you for you, people who will support your vision. Forget whether the people who don't support you are in your household or they're your close family members. It doesn't matter. You know, focus on those who actually support you, people who actually are ready to listen to you. That's what, you know, actually matters. Someone just said there are things that hinder our purpose. You must be willing to master yourself. Oh, that is so true. You know, we've heard it all day today, all evening. For the past 2 hours, we've been hammering on this. You need to master yourself. God will do his own. What about you? You have to do your own part. You have to play your own part. I think what in the Bible passage says, I've given you the power to create wealth, or to pastors in the house, help me here. I've given you the power to create wealth, isn't it? God did not say, oh, I'm giving you wealth. He will not give you the wealth. He will only give you the power to do it. Now you hold the power. Whether you not go and use that power, it is up to you. You have to be able to use it. Because sometimes we have the power, but we're not using the power. So the power is your passion. That passion is inside of you. Use it and find people. We are all here, and every speaker on here, I know when I speak on their behalf. They are willing to mentor, because they've been there, they've done it, they've crossed all the bridges, they've crossed all the others. So you don't have to suffer in silence. Whether you are in Nigeria, whether you are in Afghanistan, wherever you're connecting us from, please tap into this opportunity. The speakers on here, and some of the people that are on here that are not even speaking, they are willing to mentor. They are willing to listen, because sometimes all you just need to do is listen. You need someone to just listen to you. You need someone to just listen to your vision. Someone who will understand where you're coming from and where you're going to. You understand? So if you have anything, I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to support. I'm willing to give you my ideas, because one thing I believe is, all this knowledge we have is not, it's only useful on earth. If we leave this world, it's gone, it's useless. So why do I want to keep it? It's not for no use if I keep it to myself. So I'm ready to pour out. People around will say, why you talk too much? You tell everyone. I have to tell everyone. I have to tell everything I know. If I give my children, I'm teaching them some of the work that I do. You know, I even paid my son to do some work for me. You know, you need to learn these things. You know, you just pour out everything. Let the world know what you carry. Let the world share your idea, share your knowledge with people. Forget, don't be afraid of people stealing it. There is always room for you to excel. If someone steals your idea, they cannot run with it as much. You are the vision carrier. You are the one that has it inside of you. So when you do it, it's going to be authentic. So please, don't just be on this platform for the sake of it. Connect with people. If you feel that there's somebody that said something on this platform and you would like to connect more with that person, please contact me. You all have my number. I will link you up with them, and I'm sure they will support you. And before you go, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. In advance, Life Changers Foundation will be giving out Christmas packages in partnership with Hello Over Me Foundation. Halo Over, that's another foundation I'm working closely with. So Halo Over Me Foundation is going to be giving out Christmas packages. So please contact us if you know anyone. It might not be you, but if you know anyone, well, they have to be in London. So Nigerians, I'm sorry, not at the moment, maybe. But if you know anyone in London at the moment that needs support, wherever they are in London, if they need support, you know, please don't keep it to yourself. Every little helps, you know, every little helps. So please contact us. Even Frugal Foundation, he said God is giving out support as well. I'm sure Hands of Hope is there. I know you're always going to, there's always food in your boots. The other day I saw a little of it. I said, I want my food. you know, everybody here is willing to support. Let us not sit down and be silent. I read something that really broke my heart 3 days ago about a man who committed suicide. He had 3 children and he killed himself. Reason because he was holding about 20-something thousand pounds. Can you imagine? Just 20-something thousand pounds. And the reason why he committed suicide was because he had only £4 in his account and he didn't have anything to give his children for Christmas, and he took his own life. And he did a video. That's how bad it was. He did a video to say all of this. This is really, really sad. So please, if you're on this platform and you know anyone, wherever in the world you are, talk to people. Let us know. We will find a way. Like Pastor Nika, she's on here. She always say, we will always find someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows somebody. You know, there's always help out there. All you have to do is speak up. Thank you, everyone. I want to thank all our speakers from Ziadostoch. Thank you very much, Ziadostoch. Are you still here? Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Ungozi. Thank you very much for coming on board. We have been really blessed. Thank you very much, Princess Adiola. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Peter. You are a real blessing. Thank you very much, Pastor Gift. Bless you abundantly. Thank you all of you, because I told you within a week. I said we were going to put this together, and none of you said, "Oh, I'm busy." No. Everybody said, "Help me in." You know, everybody just said, "Yes, Sherry, I'm in." Thank you very much. And I'm sure the good Lord will continue to refuel you and re-energize you in everything you do. Thank you very much, everybody. So, do we have any final questions?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Mr. Oh, is Mr. Peter gone? Okay, it's me too.
He's here.
Okay, sorry. From the last question, this has just been running in my head. Mr. Peter, you need to mute so we can hear your conversation. What the person was asking about how to know what is your purpose. I was just thinking about the church setting. But the point I want to make is about weakness as well. Our weakness, God can also use for his glory, which is one thing about me. I never like speaking. I'm not a speaker, but God, helped me to overcome that. So sometimes they put you in the children's department. You will know as you struggle through that, oh, this is not something. And they put you in another department and you just do it with ease when someone else is complaining. Those are the things that I use to understand some other things, and also to stay focused, to be disciplined. You deprive yourself of some things. When they ask you to serve in a place, you know you're struggling, but you still serve due to obedience. And then God will give you that ease to go through. But with that, as you're praying, God will show you. It will become clearer. So avoid distraction and discouragement and be discerning. That's one main thing that I wanted to bring up. Discern. Pray, Lord, help me to discern what you want me to know in this place. And don't waste your energy on unnecessary things. I was really upset like a week ago. And what I do when I'm upset, I write. I know people were thinking about my books. I write things. And
yeah, that reminds me. I haven't asked about the books.
I write things. I write a lot. When I'm upset, I write. Because it's not everything that I like to do conversation about. So I just put it into writing. And once I've written it out, it's gone off me. I've forgotten about it. Or I just use a voice note. I speak into it and it's out and it's gone. So I don't waste my energy in being upset, especially when the person is not someone that I really want to be have that dialogue with, because there are some battles that you just don't want to get yourself involved in. You just move on. But sometimes it's affecting us in our inner mind. So I write it out and it's gone. My grandma used to say something that if there's something that is bothering you, just dig a hole, speak into it and cover it and it's gone. It stops you from saying bad things to other people that you regret saying, and then you now want to be apologizing. And they said our words are really important. It's like egg. Once it's spoken, it's broken and it's gone. And you don't know how it will affect the person. So I write that. So I'm saying shed the weight of distractions, unnecessary baggage. And I have one scripture, Philippians 3:13-14, which says, this is me paraphrasing, one thing I do. Out of everything else, one thing I do is reaching forward, forgetting those things which are behind. So let's run with that to know that sometimes God can use our weakness for his glory. Thank you very much. This evening has been wonderful, and I'm glad to be here amongst all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone that has tuned into this platform. Do we have any final thoughts? Any final
Just a,
thoughts?
yeah, just a quick one. This Wednesday, the 23rd of December 2020, Fruga Foundation will be giving out a public food package at Woolwich Arsenal Station, Woolwich. So based on our target, we are targeting 500 low-income family. So this includes the homeless and other individuals who are struggling financially during this period. But to the fact that it's Christmas, it doesn't really matter. Even if you don't fall under this category, you will still qualify. So if you want to be happy this Christmas and you need a food package or anything that has chocolate in it, you just want to be happy. So we all have it here. We are gathering all this stuff together, and we are having other organizations as well that are bringing their food to Fruga Foundation, like Black Female Entrepreneur. And we have the Dumb Non-Deaf Foundation. So they are not partnering actually, but they just want to support. And we have the ASDA as well, who are supporting with food packages. And the reason why I bring this forward is just that, like Sister Sherry said, if you feel that you are struggling, just always ask. So in our office here, like you will see here, I don't know if you see my screen, there's all these cartons. These are food packages that since the COVID-19, we've actually been helping since we make here as a food bank. So if you find anyone struggling for things like this, you can always direct them to our office. There's always enough food here or other items like that. But the bigger one we are doing is just this 23rd of December. So we want to reach out to people in Greenwich. So just in case anyone is interested, and we'll welcome that as well.
Thank you very much, Peter. I'm just going to acknowledge the people that are still here before we go. OJ Monique, I'm not sure who that is. Thank you very much for coming on board. Chidozie Uja, Pastor Nike, I appreciate your presence. Thank you very much. Razak Oyewale, thank you very much. You've been here from the beginning and you're still here. You were one of the first people that came in. iPhone Ama, not sure who that is. You're welcome. We thank you very much. Julia Emezi, thank you. Oluchi Ulo, thank you very much. Chika, thank you very much. Celine W, thank you very much. Chino Yerem, thank you very much. Akoje Omo, thank you very much. Ogochi, thank you very much. Rosemary, thank you. Agozim, Ioma, I'll stick with Ioma. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I'm so sorry. Ioma, thank you very much. Adiola, Oguarde, I think that is our Oga here. That is your king, isn't it? Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. Your cast, thank you very much. Dapo Salami, thank you very much. I also have a lot of people have come off now. I think people are full of, they don't want me to call their names. Anyway, thank you to everyone that have joined until that have been able to sign on to the platform. We appreciate you. We thank God for your life. And I pray that you go away with something. Remember, you can always thank you for saying I'm forgiven. Only thank you. You can always contact us, anytime. I'm sure we'll be able to support you. I'll let you know when the next one will be in due course. But before then, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. We all need to walk into 2021 in style.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to work for the fact that we are alive. We're not a COVID victim.
Mm-hmm.
And, God has been faithful to us. We need to walk into 2021 in style. Thank you all for coming. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Let's give the speakers a round of applause. Let's give our speakers a clap.
Thank you
very much. Thank you. Julia, thank you very much. You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. It was
Thank
nice.
you. It's good to see
I've got
everyone.
loads of friends and family on here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, our friends and family.
Thank you,
For
Aunt Julia, my mom. I don't see
oh, your mom is here.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okara 4.
Yo,
Thank
Chaika,
you.
Chaika.
Thank you.
Yes,
Chaika. I'm sorry
Bye.
I didn't pronounce that name right. Thank you.
okay, you tried.
Thank you. Bye.
It was really
Bye.
good. It
Okay,
was
thank
a
you.
really good
Well
thing.
done, guys.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you.
Hey, new
Wow,
girl.
it was
Thank you, my little boy.
awesome.
What's your name? Thank you.
Hi, new girl.
Wow,
Thank
thank you,
you.
everyone. It was
Oh, thank you,
awesome. Nice
everyone. This is
listening to
very
you
good.
all.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Bianyo,
God
quickly
bless
before
you
you.
all. God bless you all for tuning in.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye
Sherry.
bye.
Bye.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Princess Adiola. God bless you.
You're welcome. Thank you. My brother is gone. I'm just looking for him. Okay.
You still
Thank you, my husband. You're left. Okay.
Oh, where are you? My husband is on here. He needs an acknowledgement. Oh, you've
I acknowledged him. I saw your husband. Is he done?
Hmm.
I
okay.
think it's done now.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. God bless you
Bye.
all.